All right, Asa, I'm back. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. And once again, I like to go on the air to share the música with all of you. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the música, and it's all about going on the air live and sharing the music that most people love to hear, which is La Onda Chicana Tejana Estilo. And if you guys love this style of music, I'm here for you, man. I'm here to share whatever I can share con todos ustedes who really truly love this estilo de música, la onda chicana. And para mí es todo. There ain't nothing else better than that. Saludos dice para Ernesto Corrales and Sally Talamantes. I gotta put on my other glasses because I can't see that. So I'll try to do this the right way. I still can't see. So I'm just blind. I can't see anymore. So what do you guys want to hear? Let me know what you want to hear. I'm going to put on something real quick by Grupo Alamo. One of my favorite grupos. They've always put out some firme música, some firme progressive tunes. Here's one of the songs that I really like and enjoy that they put out on their last CD. Let me see, here it goes. Where is it at? Cerré la cuenta de tu amor. A firme tune de Grupo Alamo right here con Eddie Olivo live on Facebook. Gracias a todos por escuchar. vivo desde San Antonio, Texas. Gracias a todos once again for tuning in aquí con nosotros on Facebook Live. Once again, I try to do this every Saturday if I can. I know I stopped for a while, but it's one of those things. Whenever I get a chance to do this, I'll go on live. I want to send a big shout out y saludos para mi prima Yolanda Cuevas López y familia. Saludos, prima. Y también para Sally Talamantes, Jimmy Solís. And Sally wants to hear some Quemado Onda. So here you go, Sally. Some Quemado tunes. This is one of those 45s that they put out before they put the album out of Quemado Band of Hoy Soy Feliz. And it sounds a little bit different. It's the same tune, same guys recording. Joe Bajo Carmona singing, Rudy Buga still performing there with him. And the other guys of Quemado Band are on this 45, and this 45 was actually done on a different label. This album, this 45 was done on Del Sol record label, but when they recorded it on the LP, it came out on Cara Records. So check out the difference of this, and I'll play the other one after this. But this is Quemado Band, una rolita que dice Dices.
Nunca todo ha terminado. Realizas que hiciste mal. Olvide lo pasado. Que te tome aquí a mi lado para de nuevo empezar. Que vuelvas, me prometes ser sincera por toda una eternidad, pero es que me has lastimado la vida que tú me has dado, no la vuelvo a repetir. Hoy solo un favor te pido.
So that was Quemado Band from 1981 on Del Sol Records. Once again, they recorded that song, and then they went to Cara Records in 1982 and recorded this other version of it. And it's like, wow, what a huge difference! But it's the same band. You know, the Firme Voz of Joe Carmona, you just can't go wrong. And Rudy Buga backing him up there. Man, what Firme grupo that they had with Quemado Band. That concept of itself. Of the guitar lead and that sound with the keyboard in the back, the synthesizer, hombre, what else can you ask for? Tú sabes, originality, creativity, that's what it's all about. I want to send a freak shout out para dice Rebecca Herrera Flores, who says she's from Texas, lives in North Carolina, and she misses Tejano. I'll tell you what, Rebecca, you stick with me, follow me, I guarantee you, I'm going to keep on showing you and some música you've never heard of before that is true Tejano verdadero estilo, de la onda chicana tejana estilo. So stay tuned in. If you got some more people that are out there in North Carolina who love this estilo de música, share it. Let them know that we're here on I'm on Facebook Live, but I have a radio show on Wednesdays and Fridays, Tejano Estilo. Wednesdays I do the old school shows from 6 to 9 p.m. Califa's time, because I'm out here in Riverside, California. and it's at www.tejanonetwork.com. I play nothing but progressive sounds, no conjunto, no norteño, no bachata, no mexicana regional, none of that jazz. It's all strictly puro Tejano onda. So if you love that, hey, keep on following me, and I'll do my best to make sure I keep you entertained with some of the música you never heard before or you haven't heard in a long time. So gracias a usted and your familia for tuning in. Saludos a Chapito and Maggie Valley. Rest in peace, Joe Cabrona. That's right, my brother. Que siempre descansa en paz. And let's see who else we got on here. Let's see. Well, anybody else tuned in out there, pass the word. Let them know that we're on the air live. Keep on Eddie Olivo. And once again, this is Quemado Band from 1982. The same song, same grupo, and different label. Check it out. You know, and the first time I heard Grupo Quemado Band was in 1982. I was living in the Midwest, and I was still waiting to go into the Marine Corps. I had 2 more years to go. And I'll tell you what, the first time I heard them, it's like, wow, man, who are these guys, you know? And I think that's what every person who purchases música, doesn't matter if it's Tejano, whatever genre it is, you want to get that from your listeners. You want to get that from your audience. Like, wow, who is that? You know, because when you can't do that as an artist, I'm telling you, I've said it many times, you shouldn't be in that recording studio. If you can't wow your audience every time you record something, you have no business being behind that microphone or being up on that stage, because that's your whole purpose, is to entertain them, giving that wow effect. Like, damn, these guys are good. Who is that? You know? Mi chula, mi Luisa, that's right. You know, I tell you what, sometimes I have to depend on Luisa to tell me, hey, who is that song again? Who sings that song? Because she has a good memory. I just can't. I have a bad memory of remembering what song is what and who played what. But I tell you, she helps me out a lot. So, yeah, that's right, mi amor. They are a grupo that will be forever, you know, one of those grupos that, for me, it was a big influence, because I learned every note, every lick of every song on those LPs that they put out there, because I loved it. That's how much I loved it. I broke out my bass, broke out my guitar. Hey, let me learn that, man. Hell yeah, I want to do that. Saludos a toda la raza once again. You're tuned in con Eddie Olivo, all the way out here in Riverside, Califas. I'm just sharing some música de la onda chicana tejana estilo. This is the only reason I go live on Facebook and on the air on Tejano Network at www.tejanonetwork.com on Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. Califas time. Gracias a todos ustedes who continually support us and always follow us on Facebook or on Tejano Network to hear the latest música, the rarest Firme Tejano música, and some of the conjunto stuff that Jesse Spindola plays on his show, the Conjuntazo show that he does on Thursday night. So, gracias a todos ustedes. I'll have another Firme tune here. I'm not sure if Renee ever released this song, but he sent it to me a few years ago, back around, I think it was like 2013. Let me see what year that is. He sent that to me back in, 2015, I'm sorry. And he was just showing me some stuff that he was putting together. And I'm talking about Rene Cerata, the legend himself. This is called Secretos de Amor. I'm sure many of you probably heard this already if you've seen him perform live. I'm sure he's played this at many of his gigs. But I'm not sure that it's been put on any CD yet or released to the public for purchase. But it's a Firme tune. Rene still has it, man. He still does some Firme música. Check it out. It's called Secretos de Amor with Rene Cerata.
Corazón
My brother, my cholo, Mr. Rene Serrata, the legend himself. That's another grupo that I grew up listening to también as a young kid. Not till just recently I found out that they also recorded with Joe Cisneros, La Conexión Mexicana, and also with los Oscar Hernández y los Profesionales. They're on that LP with Oscar, and I never knew that until just maybe about 15, maybe 20 years ago. I finally found that out. And I was like, wow, man, I never knew it. So I'm out there searching for more of their música. And I think I found all the música they recorded with Oscar and La Conexión Mexicana. But if anybody out there has a clean copy of that La Conexión Mexicana with the late legend, Mr. Joe Cisneros, featured Mr. Jesse Serrata, que siempre descansa en paz, y también Rene Serrata, please let me know. I'll buy a copy from you. I have it, but it's not a very clean copy. I'd like to get it more cleaned up so I can air more of those songs on the radio, because it's recorded from an 8-track. So I'm not sure, some of you youngsters don't know what that is. Some of us older guys and girls know what that is, an 8-track. And we used to have those all over the place. I know I did. So I got this other group right now, Raza. Well, let me do something real quick. I want to say hello to everybody out there that's tuned in aquí con nosotros. Gracias a todos. Dice, John Magaña is out there, sitting out there, drinking, having some frias, and listening to us aquí desde McAllen, Texas. Gracias, carnal. Saludos a Travis Landeros. Saludos a the legend himself, Mr. Rick Valderrama. Saludos, my brother. And who else is out there? Who else? Juan Macías. Gracias, amigos, por escuchar la música aquí con nosotros. Y también desde Edinburgh, Texas, Mario Salinas, and the legend himself, Raúl de la Paz, who also sang with Conjunto Bernal, and I believe he also sang with Los Chachos también. Legend himself who's tuned in with us. Gracias, amigos, for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the música that I'm sharing with you tonight. I got this next artist in the queue right now. Man, I tell you, he's a Christian singer for Onda Chicana Tejana Estilo, and he's done many other songs of genres itself también. But some of these songs that he recorded, he did a production with the late legendary Mr. Bob Gallarza, que siempre descansa en paz, who produced these next two songs I'm going to play de Gabriel. It's called Extrañame and Fallaste Corazón. Gabriel sent these to me. I don't think they're available anywhere for purchase, but it's something that I love to share because his vocals, check out the way he sings, man, with so much soul, so much feeling. And when artists do that, it almost brings me to tears because they're so powerfully gifted and talented with what they do. So check it out. This is Gabriel Olvera, a Bob Gallarza production, Extrañame, and a little medley of Fallaste Corazón right here con Eddie Olivo on Facebook Live.
no vuelvas a apostar.
I'll tell you what, Rasa, you know, if that's those two songs with that voice didn't make you cringe or give you goosebumps or say, wow, that guy can sing, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about when I say that, you know, these are the kinds of grupos that deserve the airtime. They deserve those accolades. They deserve these Grammys. They deserve these Tejano Music Awards that have earned that right to be on the very top. The biggest stage possible, you know what I mean? And some of these people, I got to tell you, I'm not sure how they got these awards. I'm not sure who said that they could sing. I'm not sure who said they could play music. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to the whole industry because that's where the integrity gets lost. That's Tejano music. I don't want no part of that. Well, what kind of stuff is that? It's very messy. You know, not well organized music. It's sloppy. It's sloppy. No other word to say or choose, but it's just sloppy. And there's many groups that I've heard like that, and many groups that I heard that people send me of their new singles. New single. Here, I got a new single. Okay. They know I'm at the Tejano station, so it must be a Tejano song. Well, a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's a song that's a conjunto song. Sometimes it's good, you know, the conjunto song. I'm not saying conjunto's bad. I've never said conjunto's bad. They got a great sound. They have a great style for what they do. For those who can play it. But not for everybody who says they're a conjunto band to get up on stage and you can't even play that song, you know? And that's what I mean. There's got to be a standard for everything that we do. And I'm not sure, and maybe I was cut off early when I was talking about the fanfare thing, but once again, when I say these things, it's my opinion. Oh, first, let me say something real quick. I want to send a big shout out para mi sobrina Jocelyn Fausick out there desde Jonesville, Michigan, tuned in con nosotros. Gracias, mija, for checking out my show. I'm not sure if you heard my music before, but this is what I do, and I love it. It's something that's in my heart. It's a passion of mine that I love to do. I've grown up with it since I was a young kid. I'm not sure if your mom told you, but this is the stuff that I've always loved. We played this kind of music, so I know a lot about it. So this is why I like to go and share it with people who don't know anything about it or who don't know what it sounds like. So this is what I'm doing, mija. So gracias once again, and hope everybody in the family is doing good out there in Michigan. So say hi to everybody for me. I also want to send a shout out, dice, para mi cuñada Elena Brijalva y Jesse Brijalva out there desde Del Rio, Texas. Trini, that was Gabriel Olvera. I think I replied to you that. See what I mean? My mind just goes crazy here. Saludos a Mr. Luis A.G. ¿Cómo estás, carnal? Who else is on here real quick? Fernando Guerrero Gonzalez. Jeff Romero. Saludos, carnal, desde Nuevo Mexico. He's got a new song out there right now. It's a blues song. And I play it on my Sunday shows because I do a Chicano Oldie show on Sundays, 4 to 6 p.m. Califa's time. So I got his music on there también. He's also got some Firme Tejano tunes too. So look for Jeff Romero if you're out there. Search for his music on all the musical outlets out there that sell music, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is out there. I believe his music is out there for sale también. Great artist, a great guitarist, man, and he's got some Firme sounds. I got to tell you, he's one of those guys that, yeah, he does excite me. And as far as his music excites me. Let me make that clear. So Orlando Big O Prieto, saludos, my brother. I wish I could have went to fanfare, and like I was just gonna say, I heard some things about fanfare, but I don't like to talk about the things that I hear. I like to talk about the things that I've seen, the things that I've seen and heard myself. From the actual either artist or the people that I've heard talk. So let me say this again because I was on the air a little while ago on Facebook and I got my vocals or my voice was cutting out. But let me just say this. Fanfare is a great event that the Tejano Music Awards puts on every year. They've been doing it for some time now. I heard that they used to do it down the street from the Market Square, down there by the Alamo Dome, which was a bigger area for people to relax and enjoy the music and the whole bands that were out there. So, I'm glad that they still do it, and I want to thank the Tejano Music Awards for doing what you do, because you guys are keeping this industry alive on your end and doing what you can to make sure you support the artists however you can and whenever you can. I always say that, so thank you, Tejano Music Awards, for doing what you do. At the same time, too, I would ask, and this is coming from me, Eddie Olivo, I would ask, just like any other organization, any place you work at, HRO is always asking, hey, what's the environment like over there? Tell us how we can improve. Tell us what you liked and tell us what you didn't like. More importantly, tell us about what it is that would make you come back next year. What is it that we can do for you? Whether it's free or not from the Tejano Music Awards, it's still an event that you guys are sponsoring. It's still an event that people come to, spend a lot of money to go down there for 4 days. And when I used to go down there, I for 4 days, it's like $2,100, including the airlines, the rental car, the hotel, the food. So really it's not free for me and for many others who go down there. But at the same time, too, we thank you for doing what you do. And when I say this, once again, it's constructive criticism. That's all I'm doing, is I'm giving my opinion. Thank you for doing that. That's the thing on Tejano Music Awards. So if you could find a bigger event, a location, a venue, there you go, a bigger venue, so where it's not so crowded. I myself, I'm in my mid 50s, man. I'm not out there to start looking for chingazos or anything. I'm done with that kind of thing. Every time I go down there, there's always some young punk kid, and I see them do it intentionally. Luis says, "Oh yeah, he did it intentionally." Either they try to trip me, they bump into me with their elbows, that kind of thing, because you're walking through crowds. And I know some of these guys are out there looking for trouble. They have nothing to lose. I have so much to lose if I do something stupid and react to that. And I would hope that a lot of people don't react to those kinds of things. But I have a bad experience every time I go. I don't know why. Maybe I got something pinned on me to say, hey, that's the guy you want to mess with right there. I'm not there to mess with anybody. I'm there to go there and have a good time and come home, and that's it, So it's too crowded. If you ask me, there's nowhere to sit down to relax. It's so hot out there. You can't do nothing about the heat. But at the same time, too, if you could do something to find a bigger venue where people can relax, either a place that has grass, people can relax and bring a blanket and relax there on the grass and just kick back and listen to music, all day long. There you can't do that on the concrete and the gravel floors that you got there at Fanfare at the Market Square. If there was something that was bigger and wider and more accessible for people, parking is a big deal too. Parking is so bad down in that area. I'm not sure what the city of San Antonio can do for even parking. Maybe that's the only event that they have for that, so they don't care. I'm talking about the city of San Antonio. But it's hard to find parking down there. That's one of the biggest things también is to find parking. The other thing is on the grupos. And if you're an artist out there, I hope you listen and not do what I tell you to do, or just because I said it, you got to do it. I'm just giving you, once again, my opinion about if I'm an artist, if I'm going to go down there to Fanfare and I'm going to show you what I got as an artist, I don't want to play the same song that the guy's playing at the next stage. I want to play a song that's my original song, because this is where people come from all over the country to hear live Tejano Música that don't get a chance to hear it every weekend or every month, whatever it is, because they're not around areas like that they can go see and enjoy themselves to hear live music. So if I'm an artist, I want to go out there and show you what I got. This is me. This is my grupo. I don't want to sound like somebody else. I'm not sounding like somebody else. I'm not trying to be like somebody else. This is my band. This is our songs, and this is what we can do for you. If you guys take us to your state, and we can put on one hell of a show. That's the place where you want to shine. That's the place where you want to show people, because they're coming, once again, they're coming from all over the country. So you never know where you could get a gig at next. If you want to stay locally, then keep on doing some of you. And I'm not saying all the bands. I'm saying there's a lot of bands that I saw live videos that are playing the same songs they played last year and the year before and the year before. And sometimes they play the same songs that they go out and gig at when they get hired for gigs. So, I mean, those are the bands that I'm talking to. Those are the bands that are killing the industry. And those are the bands that say that Tejano, and they don't really care anything else about what they do. They're just out there to get a paycheck, get paid. I did my job, now pay me. It's just not something that will keep something alive and keep people coming back, wanting to come back. Because what you want to do, once again, is you want to wow your audience every time you go on that stage, every time you get behind that microphone. Because when you can't do that, you shouldn't be part of the industry or be part of any kind of music group or entertainment. So that's what I talked about earlier about the fanfare thing. So all of you who went out there to fanfare, you had a good time. I'm glad you had a good time, and hope you guys go back next year. But at the same time, too, I hope Tejano Music Awards, anybody who knows those people on that organization or on that board for Tejano Music, I hope they kind of can sit down and ask the people, send flyers out, put it all over Facebook. Facebook is free. Put it all over Facebook and ask them, hey, do we want to take a survey? What do you guys think about this last fanfare? Tell us what you think. Tell us how we can improve for you guys to come back. Because I think that's the whole point. You want people to come back the following year or the next year. So if that's not being done, then shame on people who are trying to do this Tejano Music Awards thing. If it's just an annual thing for you, oh, we got to do it again. It's coming up. Come on, let's do it. Well, then don't be part of it, because you should be all hyped up about it because it's coming up. As a matter of fact, as of today, you guys should already start be planning about what's happening next year. And I'm sure maybe you do. Maybe you guys already do that. But it's just something that, once again, I feel I have to say, because I'm behind an audience that listens to the music that I air. But at the same time, too, hopefully I can plant a little bit of seed in somebody's brain and say, yeah, you know what? He does have a point on a couple of those things. Not everything, but, you know, I did hear what you said, and we're going to follow through with it. Or, you know what? Turn that guy off. You don't know what the hell he's talking about. I probably don't. I probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But this is what I feel, what I've heard from other people who have gone to all the events and keep on going and keep on supporting it. But for me, maybe because I'm getting old and I hate to be walking around all day long. My feet are killing me. I need to sit down after a few minutes, after a few hours of walking around. But it would be nice to have more benches out there, more seating, more areas to relax at. And instead of being all crowded up in one little space where everybody's trying to hear a grupo, and you can't really feel comfortable there, There's people that take advantage of those kinds of situations where they pickpocket people, they steal things from people, and that's just being real. They're out there because, hey, it's fanfare. If we're going to go take some people's wallets, take some people's cameras, whatever it is, we're going to go make some money on stealing stuff. So it's kind of a safety thing also, keeping an eye out for everybody else. And that's just how life is. I'm not saying that people in San Antonio steal, but everybody has people in their areas who do those kinds of things. Not just San Antonio, everybody does, all over the country. That's how people make their living sometimes. As bad as it is to say it, it's the truth, So enough of that. I just wanted to say that, and if you guys didn't catch that the first time when I was on live a little while ago, I just had to say it again to make sure that the word gets out there. So if you guys agree with it, make a comment about it. State your opinion. What do you think about it? Is it even worth even saying? Is it even worth even discussing? But I think it is. If you love Tejano Musica, if you love to hear live music, it is worth your opinion. It is worth your input to say something to make it either improve, or maybe you shouldn't do that next year. Try to do this, or take that out of there, or try this. I don't know. But whatever it is, I think not just me, but I think everybody would like to hear. As a combined effort to find out what can be done better, or for the event itself. So there you go. I got some Firme Música with La Conexión Mexicana. This is the 45, so it's not off that 8-track I talked about just a few minutes ago. This is the 45. It's called Pablo del Monte, La Conexión Mexicana, with the late legendary Mr. Joe Cisneros and the late legend Mr. Jesse Serrata and Rene Serrata. Dice Pablo del Monte.
De Chihuahua, ahí está enterrada la revolución. Dile a Pancho Villa que Pablo del Monte aún sigue descalzo, aún tiene un patrón. Dile a Pancho Villa que Pablo del Monte aún sigue descalzo, aún tiene un patrón.
Eso sí, that was once again, La Conexión Mexicana de Mr. Joe Cisneros and the late legendary Mr. Jesse Serrata and Renee Serrata. That was back in, I would have to say, early 70s por ahí, when they were still doing 8 tracks and nothing but vinyl, before CDs came out. I know that, that's for sure. Música del pasado, and some of that stuff is so progressive. It's like, damn, man, these guys were tough, man. And I honestly don't think that was an actual a keyboard. I think that was one of those things, that same thing that the Oscar Hernandez used was an accordion. I forgot what it's called, but he connected to a Leslie. And for those musicians that know what that is, it's a brown wooden box that's connected to an organ, and it makes that wavy sound and on the keyboard. And what a genius idea for Oscar Hernandez to do that, to connect it to his chromatic accordion. There you go, the chromatic accordion that he had, and it sounded like a keyboard, but it wasn't a keyboard. It was actually the 5-row, 5-row, 6-row chromatic accordion that they use on that, and that sounds just like that. So I believe that's what that was. So Firme Música. Saludos para Mr. Robert Vasquez. He wants to hear. He asked me this last time to play that song, and I didn't realize I did have it. So this is from the late legendary Mr. Juan Guerrero, who just recently passed away. For those of you who don't know, Juan Guerrero has been around the business for so many years. I would have to say at least 40, 50 years that he's been doing música. He used to, well, not used to, but he did play with my uncle in Leipzig, Ohio. The band was called Fantasia, and I'll play it after this. But they had a record that they recorded out of Leipzig, Ohio, and Juan Guerrero was there. He sang one of the songs, and he played the guitar with these guys. And once again, he just recently passed away. I just finished interviewing him, I believe it was just last month, right before he passed away. And man, it's such a sad thing, because I remember him practicing with my uncle Bob Flores back in Leipzig, Ohio, when they had that band, Fantasia Band. And such a sad thing to know somebody personally who you've talked to and been around with, and now they're gone, you know. So we send our deepest condolences to La Familia Guerrero, Gigi Guerrero y La Familia, his daughter and his wife. I don't never know what words to use, except to say that I'm very sorry, and we're praying for all of you that you guys find some peace and knowing that, hey, if he was in pain, he's not in any pain anymore. So he's up in heaven and looking down on us. He's your angel now for life. SOC. So here it is. One of the songs he recorded back on his CD off the Hacienda Records is called Carros, Mujeres y Vino, with Juan Guerrero y Los Chicanos.
es el camino que me marcó Dios.
Guerrero y los Chicanos, que siempre descansen en paz. He also played with Tacho Rivera y Grupo Caras. He played with Snowball Ramiro de la Cruz. And who else did he play with? I believe he also played with Blackjack, Blackjack is actually the former Grupo Los Fabulosos Cuatro. They just changed their name to Blackjack, but that was actually Los Fabulosos Cuatro de Mr. Juan Hinojosa, and at the time the late legendary Mr. Armando Hinojosa, and the late legendary Mr. Juan Hinojosa, que siempre descansa en paz. So a little bit of history on that with Juan Guerrero, and once again he just recently passed away. We send our deepest condolences to la familia Guerrero, and I want to send shout outs y saludos para let's see who's out there right now. Dice Le Julio Molleda, el Firi Firi, saludos carnal. Dice el Leilo Fonseca, saludos, y mi carnal Dan Olivo escuchando desde Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hey Dan, check out this next song, porque you know what, I remember we used to play this song with my dad. My dad had a band called Eddie Olivo y Los Impactos out of the Midwest there in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we had played this song, one of my favorite songs too. I always thought that my dad just did the arrangements from himself and his band, that they put all this together, because I'd never heard anybody else play Todos Dicen in a ballad version. And if you guys can tell me who else did it, I would like to know. But I've always heard Todos Dicen as a ranchera by Latin Breed. And I've heard other people play it in Conjunto Estilo as a ranchera, once again. But never in a ballad. And this is how we played it. We played it exactly like this group here. And it's like, whoa, I never knew that, you know. But this is with keyboard, and we played it with horns. We had a trumpet doing the lead intro to that. And it was a ballad just exactly the way TJ and Company did with Emilio Guerrero. And I recently found this about 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. But I found it, and I couldn't believe it. I said, whoa, we played that just like that too. So Todos Dicen with TJ and Company, featuring the legendary y gran amigo, man, one hell of a dude, Emilio Guerrero. Right here, check it out. Saludos a Mario Olmos de Fresno, California, digo de Bakersfield, California. Saludos, carnal.
Todos dicen que eres mala, que te vieron en los brazos de un amigo. Luego dicen que no vales ni la pena y que siempre pagas mal con tu cariño. Todos dicen que eres mala, que tú eres quien les hablas a los hombres. También dicen que te chiflas y te vuelas con cualquiera que se ponga pantalones. Pero así te quiero, aunque
Eso sí, that's once again, that's TJ and Company with Emilio Guerrero when he was singing with him back in the day. And I think that was El Tips Tanguma, who was also on the original LP, the Grupo Mayo, that Volume 1 LP, the yellow LP, the Mayo that's called Celoso. I think that's the one that he was on there. So, Firme Música, once again, I never knew that somebody else had recorded it the same way we did. And I always told my Uncle Bob Olivo, que siempre descansa en paz, hey Bob, ask somebody if they can record that song, Todos Dicen, in a ballad stilo. So the keyboard, how it led up on the introduction of that, we had a trumpet do that. It was so nice and smooth, you know, just the way they did it with a nice little synthesizer in the background. I used to love playing that song, man. It's a Firme tune, you know, one of my favorite songs del pasado. I want to send a big shout out, dice, para Ray Aguilar. Dice, he wants to ask me to do a little shout out for Pio Trevino y Grupo Magic. Hell yeah, I'll do this for you guys. Dice, on March 26th, which is tomorrow, today, American Legion Post 101 at 417 South Cage Boulevard in Far, Texas. The doors are already open. I guess they're already out there jamming. It's going to be from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. at Dice American Legion Post 101 in 417 South Cage Boulevard in Far, Texas. So if you're out there in Far, Texas, get out there and support the artist, man. Don't listen to me. You can listen to me anytime. You can tune in after later on after I post it on Facebook. So you guys go out there and support the artist however you can and whenever you can. So gracias for sharing that with us aquí con Eddie Olivo. All right, Jocelyn, you guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Say hi to everybody. Love you guys. Renee Flores, ¿cómo estás, carnal? I'm just here showing some música with everybody who enjoys this estilo de música. Saludos a la familia Flores de Ohio, del Midwest. I got some more música in the queue. You know, Emilio Guerrero, I met him a few times. I sat down and talked to him. What a great guy, man. And once again, I grew up listening to this guy as a young kid. And to know that he knows my name, he sent me Christmas cards. He calls me, texts me just to see how I'm doing. You know, wow, what a great guy, man. You know, and it's something, just little things like that, it makes me so proud and honored to be able to do what I do, to share their música on the air, and in hopes that more people will share it and let them know, hey, this guy is playing nothing but Tejano música. And that's my whole purpose, is to make sure that the word gets out. I don't have the money to go out there and pay people to promote it, so I try to do it myself. So that's why you always see my ugly mug all over Facebook and he posted my picture, because the more you see me, the more you won't forget about me. So that's my whole purpose of doing that. You know, I hate looking at my pictures myself, but I hope you guys enjoy the fact that the purpose behind what I'm doing is to let you know that, hey, I'm on the air, and let other people know that I'm on the air. And I'm getting ready to share some música with all of you guys and girls that love this estilo de música, porque the more the word gets out, the more we keep this música and this industry alive and ongoing. So here's another tune by Emilio Guerrero. This is one of his latest CDs he put out there. It's called Inolvidable. I just love everything this guy does and has done and recorded. His voice is so on point. We've seen him perform live a few times. He sounds just like the record, man. You know, I just can't believe every note that he sings is right there, man. And that's a true, blessed, talented artist right there, Emilio Guerrero. Check it out.
Okay, guys, let's go ahead and record this one.
Inalcanzable tu su amor.
Hell yeah, Rasamiro Guerrero, you just can't go wrong. I'll tell you what, when you hear him sing on his CDs that you buy, he sounds just like that. I mean exactly like that. And it's hard for many artists to do that, to replicate what they do on their CDs. And the ones that do that, man, wow, they blow me away because they absolutely sound just like the CD. And it's not a Manili, what do you call it, Milli Vanilli set. It's an actual real live talented blessed set. That's what it's about. Firme música de Mr. Emilio Guerrero. Send a shout out también, dice para gracias Jeff, I appreciate that, my brother. I'll be waiting, my brother. I sure do, Renee. I'll put some Steve Jordan on ahorita. I'll put some more. I put on a song a little while ago, but I'll put on some more. I sure will. Saludos a Felix Bermilla de Charlotte, Texas. Y gracias a mi prima Yolanda Cuevas Lopez for sharing the video and with her friends and stuff. So gracias, prima. I appreciate that. Anybody out there? Let me see. Let's see. Okay, I got a 45 here, and I think I played it before on Facebook Live, but I love it. I love sharing it, and I love talking about it because these guys, for me, set the stage. The actual professional, I mean, hands down, puro tejano estilo de aquellas. I mean, there's no other word to say except for firme for this group right here. And at one time, when they had these guys together with them, I'll tell you what, El Gaby Escobedo, he was a genius. Gilbert Velasquez, and I can't think of Donald Garza, all those guys that were with these guys. I'm trying to think of the names soon. My mind escapes me. I'm telling you, I'm so bad with names. But the bass player, he passed away too a few years ago. I was honored to be able to meet him también and took a picture with him. And such a great guy, man. These guys had put together some amazing, talented music that to this day, even for me to hear it, it's like, wow. These guys are just amazing, man. And you know, Adalberto Gallegos, Jimmy Edward were the two main singers that kept Latin Breed alive for many years until Jay Perez came along, and then they also had Roger Velasquez and who else was out there? Lead singer for Latin Breed. I can't think of right now, but right now they got Ben Miranda, who I think is still singing with them. I'm not sure. I know that changed some people in the group now. For me, Latin Breed doesn't sound the same because you know, these guys are so one of a kind, you know, so it's hard to match something this great and talented. So this song that I'm going to play right now is not on any LP. It's only on this 45. And the flip side is on the LP. It's on the LP that is titled, let me see, De Texas from 1978. Man, that's how old this 45 is. But when you hear it, it's like, damn it, man, what the hell? I never heard that before. It's so progressive, and I wish they would have put this on the LP. But this is such a hard find. I mean, this 145 right here is Que Linda Eres. I can't remember who wrote the song. Maybe it's on the 45 picture. Let me see if it's on there. But it's such a beautiful song. I know Jimmy Edward recorded it. Henry Rivas also recorded this song. Cornelio Reina. Who else? You know, Cornelio Reina was also a huge fan of Latin Breed, and Cornelio Reina also recorded a song, a couple songs, and wrote a couple other songs for Latin Breed. The other song that he wrote for them was Ni por todo el dinero. He approached Gaby Escobedo at a restaurant when they were gigging at an event together. And he asked Gaby, hey, why don't we do something together, me and Latin Breed? He goes, okay, well, we don't really do too much conjunto music. No. I want to do something progressive like you guys do. I want it to sound like your band. So I'll play that next after this one. But, you know, when I heard that, it's like, damn it, man, Cornelio can sing. Because I never liked norteño music, so I never really listened to his music. I always knew who he was, you know, his name, because my dad used to like to hear his music. But I never really liked the sound or the style of música that he played. But he was a legend. He knew exactly what he was doing. He perfected what he did in his music. And what a great songwriter también. So this is a song written by him. It's called Que Linda Eres, with the legendary Latin Breed, featuring the legend himself, y mi buen amigo from Arizona, Mr. Adalberto Gallegos. Check it out. What do you think about that, Raza? Cordeño Reina wrote that song for the Latin Breed. Que linda eres, firme música del ayer. And once again, I believe that was in 1978, around that time frame when they put out the album de Texas. Featured Mr. Gilbert Alba and Gary Guajardo on the LP. And man, what beautiful vocalists. There you go. That's the other people used to sing with Latin Breed también, Gilbert Alba and Gary Naranjo. And by the way, that was Pete Garza. Gracias a Robert for letting me know about that. I tell you, I know these people's names, I see them, but I forget people's names, and I'm sorry about that. You know, sometimes I go to Fanfare too, and I'll recognize somebody, and I can't think of their name, so forgive me because I have a bad memory of names. So, saludos a Rudy Castillo. Gracias, carnal, for tuning in. Dice Mario Olmos, you're welcome, my brother. It's a pleasure to know that you enjoy this, and I truly appreciate you guys tuning in. I got Renee Flores who wants to hear some Steve Jordan. Una rolita that I love myself is called Cumbia La. Firme estilo, firme música con Eddie Olivo, el DJ Firmelon.
Andrés se fue a una fiesta, pica que le pica, roca que se rasca, mucha comezón. Y fue de una mordidita, fue una pulguita, mamá, lo que le picó. Cuando uno se rasca porque le pica o es que le molesta alguna pulguita cuando uno se rasca. Es porque le pica o es que le molesta alguna pulguita. Ouch, ouch. Sabroso tú. Andrés se fue a una fiesta, pica que le pica, rasca que se rasca, mucha comezón. Y fue de una mordidita, fue una pulguita mamá, la que le picó. Cuando uno se rasca, es porque le pica, pues que le molesta alguna pulguita. Cuando uno se rasca, es porque le pica, pues que le molesta alguna pulguita. Yeah, yeah. Ajá. Qué sabroso. Do it. Get it. Yeah, yeah. Cuando uno se rasca es porque le pica, pues que le molesta alguna pulguita. Cuando uno se rasca es porque le pica, pues que le molesta alguna pulguita.
Steve Jordan, the one and only, que siempre descansa en paz, the legend himself, el rey del Fidi Squeeze Box, as I like to introduce him as. You know, I tell you what, he played so many different instruments and recorded with so many different people. It's just amazing, man, what he accomplished. And I'm not sure if you know that there was an accordion named after him out of Germany. And they made an accordion with his name on it, especially for him. You know, and I think it sold out there también. It might have sold here in the States también. And I want to say Honer was part of that project of doing that accordion for him, but I can't remember for sure. But I know that there was a corporation who did that for Steve Jordan. And I was trying to find it right now before the song ended, but I can't find it. But anyways, hell of an artist, man. I love all of his stuff that he's ever recorded. For me, and what some people will argue, and I'm not going to argue with you because this is what I feel. To me, he's not a conjunto artist. Some people will say he is a conjunto artist. Well, I don't see it that way because of the progressive sound that he had, the jazziness that he put into his music, the soulfulness that he put into all of his music. Not just one or two songs, but all of his music that he put in there, recorded in that studios, was always so progressive, jazzy, and bluesy, Chicano estilo música. So, and I think that for me to say that he was a conjunto artist, no, I will never say that. And if anything, for me, he's the only exception. If he is a conjunto, somebody else convinces me otherwise, he's the only conjunto artist then that I will ever air and share and promote on my stations because it's so progressive. And I can't define it myself, find the right words, but for me, he was one of those artists that, yeah, you just can't go wrong with this guy right here. And I want to do something real quick, Raza. If you guys don't mind, I put my morning messages in the morning because those are the things that I feel and that I believe in. And when I share some of my music on Wednesdays and Fridays, I try to share and include some of that onda chicana cristiana estilo. And they always have a good message on the songs. And this is one of those songs, not just the song, but the artist himself. What a beautiful, powerful voice this guy has. He's from Mexico, His name is Daniel Grijalva, and I think the name of the song is Hay Salvación en Cristo. I think that's what it is. He sent it to me and he didn't title it, so I forgot to get back to him, and I should do that. But this is Daniel Grijalva. It's a Onda Chicana Cristiana Estilos tune. I hope you guys enjoy it, and man, check it out. Tell me what you think.
Si estás cansado de esta vida ya no encuentras salida, desesperado de tanto dolor, ya no encuentras la solución. Te recomiendo que recapacites, tus problemas tienen solución. Que des una vueltecita y aceptas mi invitación. Hay salvación en Cristo, hay paz y sanación. Ya no vales perdido, recibe su amor. Hay mucho amor en Cristo, hay reconciliación. Ya no vales perdido, recibe su amor. Te recomiendo que recapacites, tus problemas tienen solución. Te invito a que des una vueltecita y aceptas mi invitación. Hay salvación en Cristo, hay paz y sanación. Ya no vales perdido, recibe su amor. Hay mucho amor en Cristo, hay reconciliación. Ya no vales perdido, recibe su amor. Recibe su amor, recibe su amor.
Amen. Que no, I tell you what, that guy can sing. Que no, Daniel Grijalva de Mexico. And I can't remember what part of Mexico he's from, but what an awesome voice that this guy has. And I love sharing his música, and I've shared it many times on my shows. Something that estilo that he has, once again, is progressive Tejano onda. I had an artist just sent me a Christian song here just recently, but it's a country song. I don't play country music, you know, and they told me, well, it's written by so and so who's a legendary writer. I said, well, that's great. I appreciate it. The lyrics are great, but you got to understand, you know, I'm on the air for a specific purpose, and that's to air progresivo estilo de la onda chicana. And if it's not that style, I can't do anything with it. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. It doesn't matter how great you sing. It doesn't matter how great you write. It's about the actual rhythm, the sound, the general style that it is, that I can do something for you. If it's not that style of the onda chicana tejana estilo, then I can't do nothing for you. But I will do this, though. I will share it with other radio stations to let them know, hey, they just sent me this song, and it's a new tune. If you guys want to play it, it's up to you guys. You know, if that's your format that you want to go with, go for it, man, and do what you got to do to help this guy out. But I'm helping him out by getting it out to other radio stations. That's how I can help him. But other than that, Not on my show. I don't play country music. I play Tejano música. And that's what it's all about for me. I hope that's what it's all about for you when you guys tune in, expecting to hear that, because, you know, once again, there's some radio stations you tune into, you stop because you're looking for something to hear, and you stop because you heard a song. Oh, yeah, I love that song. Yeah, I like that. And then they play something else. Like, then you got to change the channel again. It doesn't make no sense to me. I've never understood why radio stations do that. But once again, I'm not a professional. I'm not schooled in radio. I don't know all the background information as to why they do that, but they do that. For me, as a listener, I want to hear a song that's continually that style of música, because that's the kind of music I like to listen to. I'm just crazy like that. So, saludos a Bobby Ray Espino. Gracias, carnal. That is a Firme tune right there. Yes, sir, it is. Amen. So, he said, thanks, Eddie, for playing the song. It hits me right in the heart. As you know, this coming Thursday, March 31st, marks 1 year our baby girl, Angel Melissa, passed away. So, yes, saludos a Mr. Arturo Gonzalez. We send our deepest condolences once again, carnal, and our prayers are always with you on the loss of your beautiful daughter, your Angel Melissa. So, with that being said, you know, I wish I could find the right words when people lose somebody in their family, but I don't know what to say, because sometimes you might say something and it's the wrong thing to say, and I truly mean to in the best intent as possible. So I'll leave it with that, Arturo, and we have our prayers for you and your family, guys. So see, we got my carnal Dan Olivo who wants to hear some Joe Posada. And with that being said, you know, there's some artists that I love their music, and there's some artists that I've met and I wish I would have never met. I'll just keep on liking their music. I'll leave that right there. Here's some Joe Posada. Dice tres opciones aquí on Facebook Live con Eddie Olivo, el DJ Firmelon.
Demostraremos lo que estamos sintiendo. Acércate a jugar con fuego. Tienes tres opciones que te voy a dar. Nada más una puedes tú tomar. Me besas o nos besamos. Tienes tres opciones que te voy a dar. Nada más una puedes tú tomar. Me besas o nos besamos. Aliento de tu boca y tu calor, tus brazos a mi alrededor. En tus ojos miro mi reflexión, te entrego mi alma y corazón. Tienes tres opciones que te voy a dar. Nada más una puedes tú tomar. Me besas o nos besamos. Tienes tres opciones que te voy a dar. Nada más una puedes tú tomar. Me besas o nos besamos.
Posada, I tell you what a man, a talented guy. He was with Royal Jesters before this, and I'm sure he probably played with other grupos before that too. And definitely a great artist. All of his music that he's put out there is specifically Joe Posada stilo, with his gifted talent that he has out there. And I had the opportunity to interview him a couple times and meet him a couple times. And man, he's got some firme música, raza. Joe Posada, the legend himself. I gotta send a shout out to Mr. Felix Vermilla. He wants to hear some Froy Ortiz. I'm not sure how many of you know who Froy Ortiz is, but he is a Puerto Rican descent, and he loves Tejano música. He's recorded a few times. I think also with Montego Band, he also recorded with them, and he's been recorded with Froy Ortiz y Ellos, a grupo he had. And this recording here is a project that I believe it's with a Grupo Aviso out of Houston, who's backing him up on this. And going back to real quick to Steve Jordan, yes, that was Honer, the company. Honer, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but in 1980, this says 1987, I think it was, he was invited to go to Germany at a Berlin Jazz Festival in 1988. And Honer invited him to the factory in Trost-Siegen, Germany, and they collaborated in making a new accordion with Steve's specifications that included own tuning, octaves, and tuning arrangement changes to the accidentals. If you're an accordionist, I guess you know what that means. I don't know what I just said, so hopefully you guys understand. So you know, that's how bad this guy was. You know, Steve Jordan, and he also lost. You know, not taken away from the fame that Mr. Flaco Jimenez has made for himself, and he's great for what he does, for what the people like of his música. Me personally, I'm not really too into Flaco Jimenez's música, but you know, and these are the kinds of things that used to and still get me like upset, more than upset, pissed off, you know. In 1987, he was nominated for a Grammy. And I'll tell you what, even back then, even before the 80s, you know, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and all the way to 2000 until he passed away in 2010, there's nobody on this planet Earth that was better than Steve Jordan. Nobody. I don't care if Steve Jordan won every award every year for every kind of event that was out there. Nobody is better than Steve Jordan. And the reason I say that is because he's just not an accordion player. He's a musical artist who is versatile in many instruments that are out there. You know, so that in itself is something that he should be recognized for. If anything, you know, if he lost that award, they should have still said, you know what, but we're still going to give you an award because you're a genius at what you do, you know. And I'm not sure how these awards go. When I heard that in '87, I was blown away. I said, how is this even possible? How could this even happen? It's just not possible that Flaco Jimenez beat Steve Jordan at a Grammy. I don't get that. I never will understand it. Not to take anything away from Flaco Jimenez. You know, he's great for what he does. I'm not putting him down. I'm putting down the system who made that happen, who allowed that to happen. That's who I'm putting down. So, got some Froy Ortiz, dice Eclipse Total. Backing him up, I think it's Grupo Aviso de Houston, Texas.
Se unen para ser amor. veces se unen para hacer amor.
Roy Ortiz with Aviso backing him up. I believe that was them, backing him up there. Eclipse Total going out to Mr. Felix Bernilla. Saludos a Oralia Garcia, who is a sister of Robert Garcia, who actually just passed away just recently. He was the owner and creator of Show Band USA. And I'll tell you what, these guys, man, they had a hell of a sound and unique sound to them only, and that's what I'm talking about, man. When you're out there as an artist, make your grupo be your grupo and your sound be your sound, and the music that you play be directly aligned with what your whole purpose is to be on that stage, and Showband USA surely did do that. Saludos, dice Reinaldo Sánchez, Lilda Talamantes, and anybody that's out there tuned in, gracias a todos for tuning in aquí con nosotros, aquí con Nerio Olivo. Desde Riverside Califas, Facebook Live. I try to do this on Saturdays and just give you some opinions, some thoughts, some historical background on some of these grupos, of the stuff that I know, that I've talked to personally, of these artists who shared stories and memories with me personally on the radio. So this is where I get my information. I get it directly from them. So if you hear me say something, it's because I heard it directly from them, or it's my opinion, and I'll let you know if it's my opinion. And I got to tell you, if you're an artist out there and you want to know what I think about, if it means anything to you, let me know. I'll let you know exactly what I think about the new single you put out there. I'll give you my thoughts. I just won't say good or bad. I'm going to give you, if it's good, I'll tell you why it's good. If it's bad, I'll tell you what I think could be improved to make it better. That's the whole purpose of giving somebody some constructive criticism, because, when you tell somebody either, yeah, I didn't like it, and they leave it at that, well, that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help nobody at all. You got to let them know, what is it that you didn't like? Tell me what you didn't like about it. Did you not, the song title, the lyrics? I don't know. Tell me. How can I improve it? That's why they're asking you, because they're wanting to know what your opinion is. So when I do get asked by artists, and I've been asked by many legendary artists, what I thought about their new single that they're getting ready to put out, and I truly am humbled to be able to do that for anyone, not just a legendary artist, but any artist who asks me what my opinion is, and I will truly give you my honest, factual opinion. There's some artists that are out there asking their families and their friends. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're happy for you. They're happy that you finally got in that studio and you've been talking about it, and you finally got in that studio to record something, and you finally got it on vinyl, or you finally got it on a CD. Yeah, they're proud of you. But can they really tell you what it sounds like to them? Does it sound great? Does it sound good? Does it sound that something that is going to wow somebody when they hear it? I'm not an expert at it, but at the same time too, I know what good music should sound like all the way around. So I'll leave it at that. So Firme Música with some Firme Onda del Pasado with Showband USA, Una Linda Señorita, going out to dice Oralia Garcia, the sister of Robert Garcia, who was the owner of Showband USA, que siempre descansa en paz.
Hace tiempo conocí a una linda señorita, y en su pelo yo le di una hermosa florecita, y ella al verme se sonrió y se vio muy bonita, y así me conmovió esa linda señorita. Y ahora señorita, con su linda sonrisita y su hermosa florecita, porque ahora yo la adoro a esa linda señorita, yo la quiero y la adoro a esa linda señorita. Ay.
So see, that was Show Band USA from the late legendary Mr. Robert Garcia, featuring Mr. Paul Hipolito Garza on the vocals, and that goes a big shout out, dice, para él de parte de Miss Auralia Garcia. I'm not sure if you know Auralia, but Paul just recently recorded a new single with Cielo Band, so I'll play that here in a little bit. But I have some requests in the queue right now. Want to send a shout out, dice, para Linda Talamantes, el Jimmy Lee, my brother. I'm going to put on one of your tunes here next, también, carnal. And I got to tell you real quick, Jimmy Lee is a nephew of Jesse Serrata and Renee Serrata, and he's been around for some time doing some música. And I tell you what, he's another grupo. Once again, for me, it's not conjunto. It's a progressive sound that he has, and just the vocals himself, the way he sings, man, is like, he's gifted. He's one of those guys that is truly gifted at doing what he does. And if you haven't heard his música, right now go on YouTube, or well, not right now, after my show. After my show. Go on YouTube and find out what he sounds like if you haven't heard him before. Jimmy Lee y Tentacion. He's got some Firme música out there. I'll put on one of his tunes here after this next song. Para mi chula, mi Luisa, she wants to hear some Al Chato Chavarria. And I just heard recently también on Facebook, if you guys are Facebook followers on there, Al Chavarria is playing tonight. They were starting to get back together with his grupo. They're doing some live música tonight, and I can't remember what town it's in, but I saw a message that his brother Robert posted on Facebook. So they're back together again. I'm not sure how long they're going to be doing this, if it's, you know, a last tour or what they're going to be doing. All I know is that I saw that they're playing tonight, but I can't remember what city it's in. I forgot to write that down. But here's one of my favorite artists. I mean, I seen him play as a young kid. I think I was probably like, 13, 12 years old. They went to the Midwest and they played up there, and they let me and my brothers go up on stage and play a couple songs. And he said he liked it. So I'll never forget that. You know, we're young kids trying to learn to do what we love to do, which is play música. And he let us go up on stage. I'll never forget that. And his bass player went to our house and practiced with us for a little bit, gave us some pointers on what to do and how to do things with music. And I can't remember the bass player's name at the time. But great guy, man. He came over. Yeah, I'll go over there and check you guys out and do a little jam session with you guys. So it was pretty cool and unforgettable. You know, we lived in Fort Wayne at the time, but great memories. Si no eres tú, aquí on Facebook Live con Eddie Olivo.
Si no eres tú, ¿quién puede ser? ¿Quién va a llenar este querer? Si vuelves tú, renacerá lo que una vez te pude dar. Quiero que corramos como antes lo hacíamos, de chicos por aquel grande jardín. Quiero que comprendas, vida mía, que el amor que yo te ofrezco, te lo ofrezco solo a ti. Si no eres tú, ¿para qué vivir? Si no es contigo, no seré feliz. Si no eres tú, voy a sufrir solo con
caminamos de chicos por aquel grande jardín. Quiero que comprendas, vida mía, que el amor que yo te lo ofrezco solo a ti. Si no eres tú, ¿para qué vivir? Si no es contigo, no seré feliz. Si no eres tú, voy a sufrir. Solo con tu amor puedo ser feliz. Puedo ser feliz. Puedo ser feliz.
The legend himself, Mr. Al Chato Chavarria y su Grupo Mayo. And once again, that's if you don't know already, that's Joe Reveles on the keyboards there. Joe Reveles recorded with him a few CDs, a few LPs, and every project that Joe did with Al Chavarria, well, every project that Joe has ever done, he's played with those dudes, with Tony Foss and Texas Encounter Band. He's played with Kathy Chavez, Margo Raimundo, so many other grupos, Freddie Martinez, the list goes on. Joe Bravo, Carlos Miranda, all those guys. Every project that Joe has done is touched. For me, it's been gold, man. Joe can't go wrong, man. Joe is one bad dude, man. If you get hooked up with Joe, if you're an artist, and let him produce your project and work with you, it's going to be gold, man. It's guaranteed. It is a guaranteed gold project, hit project. Eso sí. Once again, saludos a mi buen amigo Mr. Jimmy Lee, escuchando aquí con nosotros. Gracias, Jimmy, for tuning in. And once again, Rosa, if you didn't get a chance to see Jimmy out there at Fanfare, man, you missed a hell of a show. I saw it on Facebook Live, and just watching him perform, man, he's one hell of a great guy to see perform up on stage. He's got that gifted talent of vocals, and I just can't say enough about this guy. He's got it going on, man. Of course, he's got that Serata blood in him, you know. Here's one of the tunes he recorded back in the day. Dice, Me Dejaste Hablando Solo with Jimmy Lee y Tentación con Eddie Olivo, el DJ Firmelon. Saludos a Ricardo Riojas Jr. Saludos, my brother. Gracias for tuning in to Facebook Live.
Hoy que te perdí, me tienes que enseñar cómo vivir sin ti. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Porque ya no estás. Te quiero olvidar, pero te quiero más. Me dejaste hablando solo, sabiendo que ya no estás. Siento tu cuerpo en el mío, y aunque tú ya no lo quieras, yo te quiero más y más. Me dejaste hablando solo, y no sé qué voy a hacer. Tú ya tienes nueva vida, y yo aquí estoy llorando por tu amor y tu querer. ¡Suénale, carnal! Porque te perdí, me tienes que enseñar cómo vivir Siento tu cuerpo en el mío y aunque tú ya no lo quieras, yo te quiero más y más. Me dejaste hablando solo. Siento tu cuerpo en el mío, ya no sé qué voy a hacer. Tú ya tienes nueva vida, yo aquí te estoy llorando por tu amor y tu querer.
One and only Mr. Jimmy Lee y Tentación. Me dejaste mando solo aquí en Facebook Live con Eddie Olivo, el DJ Firmelon. Saludos a mi buen amigo Mr. Dice Pepe Molina. Saludos, my brother, for tuning in aquí con nosotros en Facebook Live. Es compartiendo la música del estilo de la onda chicana, ya sabes, carnal. Eso sí. Saludos también, dice, para Eric Ramírez, escuchando. I got a film tune in the queue by Augie Falcon de Dallas, Texas. He was a bass player for Ramirera and a few of the grupos. I think he was also part of Crisol, the Grupo Crisol, that came out a few years ago. They had a couple singles, and he did this own project right here. And I tell you what, sometimes I get these songs from these artists, and I love to hear the history behind of who they are, and who they played with, who they performed with, who they recorded with. And this guy had a history behind him. And once again, my mind is just so bad. I know he told me there's a few of the grupos he performed with, but the sound, the style that he has is so progressive, so nice, jazzy, smooth, de aquellas, mellow flowing. And I always say, let the music speak for itself. And check this out. This is one of his tunes he recorded off his Simplemente LP. It's called Eres Todo Para Mí.
Eres todo para mí, como yo lo soy para ti. Tú eres el sol de mi alma, la luz que brilla llenando mi ser. Eres la dulzura, el aire que respiro, la fragancia de una rosa, la joya más preciosa. Por eso yo te quiero. preciosa, por eso yo te quiero. Tú eres lo infinito, contigo no hay tristeza, mi vida se completa, por eso soy dichoso. Contigo no hay tristeza, tú eres mi delirio, por eso soy dichoso, por eso soy feliz.
All right, that was Augie Falcon in Dallas, Texas, and I'll tell you what, man, he's put out a Firmelon CD. This was a few years ago, and he's also sent me a couple singles after that. But he's got one hell of a sound, man. His vocals, the rhythm that he has, the sound that he has, outstanding, man. I just can't, another artist that deserves more airtime than what he's been given on the radio stations. And for those of you who like Tejano Musica, if you've never heard of him, he's been around for a few years now. And so contact your local radio station. Ask him, hey, I just heard this guy from California who has this group. Well, why don't you guys have it? You're from here in Texas. You guys are at Tejano Station. What the hell's going on, man? And the guy's from Dallas, Texas. So let them know. Let them know where you heard it. And if they need it, tell them to contact me. I'll get it to them for free. That's how much I want people to know about this music. I've run into a lot of collectors that don't like sharing their music. Give me some money and I'll share it with you. Well, I'm just asking for my radio station. Help us out here. How do we get in contact with the artist? And I'll ask him myself. So it's all about, for me, it's all about sharing with other radio stations who love to share this música in front of all the other kind of genres or estilos de música, because that's what these artists are there for. They're going into those studios, they're spending their hard-earned money to record these Firme progressive tunes for Tejano stations. And sometimes they just don't get the airplay. And I'm still hearing, at one time that artists had to pay the radio stations to play their music, which is a damn shame, Why do that? Why would anybody have to pay anybody to play your music? It just makes no sense to me. If you're a real Tejano station, you're there to support your Tejano artists, no matter where they're from. I got artists that are from Utah. I got artists that are from Oklahoma. I got artists that are from all over the place, from Mexico, and that are true Tejano estilo progressive grupos. And I'll tell you what, I'll put those artists over anybody if it's not Tejano música. And I'm talking about if it's conjunto, if it's norteño, regional mexicana, cumbia rap, country music. All that is behind. There's no time for that. There's only time for Tejano música on my stations. On any time I go on the air, you see me air something or share something. That's what my time is for the air, is to demonstrate, or not to demonstrate, but to show all of you that haven't heard of these grupos, to let you know that they're out there. They're out there and they're waiting to be aired, and a lot of times they get put on the back burner and they put on the shelf and just collecting dust. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure that people get the word that these grupos are out there doing their thing, what they love to do, the música they love to play, and hopefully we get it to the right people. Let's see. Saludos, Elisa Jaime. Saludos, amiga. Hope you guys are doing good out there. And once again, if you guys want to tune into my shows, I'm also on www.tejanonetwork.com every Wednesday and every Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. California time, Califas time. So if you guys, right now it's 8:50, so whatever time it is over there, and I heard they're going to not do the time difference anymore. I'm not sure if they're going to have everybody at one time frame, or I don't know how that's going to work. But it's going to be, I guess, I'll keep it from 6 to 9 p.m. So it's 8:50 right now. So whatever time it is over there, that's what time I go on the air here in California. So gracias a todos. Ron Tijerina, elementary school friend of mine. This is from Defiance, Ohio. Oh, you like my car collection? That's Mijos. That's my grandson's car collection. Those are only a few of them, but I think I've purchased about 50 cars for him. They're all over my room. I keep them in the box sometimes, but the ones you see out of the box, he cried because he wanted to play with them, and I didn't want to take them out of the box. But here's another one that he wanted to take out of the box. I wanted to keep it in the box, but he wanted to take it out, man. So I can always buy it again. So it's for him anyway. So a lot of these are still in the box. He loves them. And they're for him, for his collection, but I'll see what I can do to replace that one there. I was going to put something on, and I lost the song. Oh, here it is. Here's a young guy, Joaquin Cura. I believe he's from New Mexico. I'm not sure any of you know who he is. A great guitar player, man. A great vocalist, man. He's got some great vocals, man. At one time, he was going to be the lead singer for David Lee Garza, and he recorded with David Lee Garza. And I'm not sure what happened. David got somebody else, but man, I wish he would have kept him to finish a whole CD. He did record with him, I think a couple songs, maybe just one song. Man, I would. If you're out there, Joaquin, anybody who knows Joaquin Cura, let him know that I said this. We're waiting for you to record some more música carnal because I'm ready to share it, man. Because I know your style, what you do, what you're capable of, and I just can't wait to brag more about your estilo de música. So hopefully you get us some more música real soon. You might be busy because I think at one time he was also playing with Joe Lopez band that is out there currently performing right now. So I think maybe he's not, but I know at one time he was playing with Joe Lopez. He was playing the guitar with him. So hopefully Joaquin comes out with some new material. Here's one of the songs he recorded back. Let me see. This was from 1937. No, it was from 2014. 2014, he put the song out. He sent it to me. He's like, man, I was blown away. This guy is amazing, man. Check it out. I say that a lot about these artists, but I'll tell you what, each and every one of them deserve that accolade. They deserve that comment, and they deserve much more than what I'm doing for them because they're truly gifted, talented artists. So check it out. Joaquin Cura dice, Eternamente Mía.
Soñé contigo en ese
Joaquin Cura. I tell you what, you know, if that doesn't wow you, I just, you know, this is not the música for you then. It's not the música for you, because Joaquin Cura is one tough cat, man. And the vocals that he has, he's truly gifted. I just have to play another song of his because he's so badass. I gotta play another one. It's called Cuatro Vidas. And once again, saludos a toda la raza escuchando aquí con nosotros on Facebook Live para Mr. Juan Ortiz, Mario Salinas. I got that queued up, carnal. Dice, who else is out there? El Ron Tijerina y Familia. Their dad is a legend who plays the accordion. He had a conjunto. I'm not sure if he's still playing anymore, but when I was young growing up, man, this guy did one hell of a job in the genre of música that he played in, and a well-known artist out there in the Midwest. And I'm sure outside of the tri-state area también, he was well known because of the great vocals and the accordion, you know, licks that he would do out there when he played. He was a true conjunto artist and a legend, as far as I can tell you. Dice Linda Talamantes, I hope you're still with us, amiga. Saludos a toda la familia Talamantes. David and my brother out there from Florida, Talamantes. And anybody else out there tuned in. We got another tune by Mr. Joaquin Cura. Dice Cuatro Vidas. Check it out. That's a Firme Música.
En tu corazón te llevas
Joaquin Cura, desde Colorado, not New Mexico. Gracias a Robert once again. I'm glad you're on your toes, carnal. I'm glad you're listening to what I'm saying. Porque sometimes I forget who these guys are from. So many people out there and so many great artists that are all over the place. I mean, like I said, you know, Tejano music is just not in Texas. It's all over the place, man. It's in the soul. It's in the Chicano soul of the artists themselves who have that Tejano estilo. And sometimes, I've said it before, sometimes some of these grupos can play Tejano música better and smoother than some of the guys in Texas. You know, so just because you're from Texas doesn't mean that you're a better Tejano artist than some of the artists that are outside of Texas. Because I've heard many great artists outside of Texas that sound better than some of the guys that have been born and raised in Tejano música. So I always hear it, you know, they're not from Texas, so they're no good. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So I'm here to tell you that. Eso sí. Saludos a Mario Salinas. He wants to hear some música from my good friend, the legend himself. Man, I'll tell you what, Mel has done so many great tunes, so many recordings, and throughout his lifetime of música, when he was with Los Fabulosos Cuatro, Los Únicos, and all the stuff that he's done, you know, throughout the years. And he still, I guess he still puts on a show, if I'm not mistaken, there in his home. They have a beer garden out there outside of his home where they entertain people that come out to see them perform with other legends. I know I've seen the late legendary Mr. Arturo Montes, who was out there singing live. They've had Eddie Perez out there. They've had Carlos Guzman. They've had the late Mr. Joe Mora, who just recently passed away también, the accordionist. So many other guys that have been out there performing live, and just to get together to jam out, and that's all they're doing, jamming out, having a good time, performing for people that are there to hear what they got to go, what they're doing out there. So I got Mel Villarreal y Los Nuevos Únicos, dice, Te voy a olvidar.
A decir que tú me quieres, me das pena y lástima de verte, suplicándome que hoy vuelva contigo, que cinismo, que ni vergüenza tienes, yo que tú ni siquiera te miraba, mucho menos pedirte que regreses. No me vuelvas a decir que tú me quieres, mentirosa, siempre mientes, mientes siempre. Que me cuentas a mí que sé tu historia, si me buscas es porque te conviene. Lo que digas me lo sé ya de memoria, y ahora vete, ya no quiero verte. Te aseguro que te tengo que olvidar. Te voy a olvidar. Te voy a olvidar. Aunque me cueste la vida y aunque me cueste llanto, te lo juro que te tengo que olvidar. Decir que tú me quieres, mentirosa, siempre mientes, mientes siempre. Que me cuentas a mí que sé tu historia, si me buscas es porque te conviene. Lo que digas me lo sé ya de memoria, y ahora vete, ya no quiero verte. Te voy a olvidar.
Eso sí, Los Únicos de Mr. Mel Villarreal, the legend himself. And once again, that's not Mel singing on that song. Robert, if you're out there listening in still, do you know who that is that's singing on there? I think I asked Mel Villarreal before, and I can't remember who he told me it was. But it's not Mel singing that song, but that is his grupo on the LP, El Rey. I can't even say it, El Rey, the King, off that LP. So, my carnal Dan Oli wants to hear La Voz de la Onda, Mr. Jay Perez, Tomando Mil Copas. Ahí te va, my brother.
Ando tomando mil copas a olvidarme de su amor, para probarle a la ingrata que no vale una traición. Ella juró que me amaba con todo su corazón. Yo creí que sus palabras no serían una traición. Voy a tomarme mil copas, si es posible hasta 2000. La cantidad no importa, sino calma mi sufrir. Voy a tomarme mil copas, si es posible hasta 2000. La cantidad no importa, sino calma mi sufrir. Hay mujeres traicioneras que no saben comprender. Cuando el hombre las aprecia, se buscan otro querer. Ay, me despido, mis cuates, no se dejen engañar de las mujeres ingratas que no saben apreciar. Voy a tomarme mil copas, si es posible hasta 2000. La cantidad no importa, sino calma mi sufrir. Voy a tomarme mil copas, si es posible hasta 2000. La cantidad nada importa, sino calma mi sufrir.
Eso sí, Jay Perez, La Voz de la Onda Chicana. I was going to tell my brother just now when he asked me for that song. I said, Jay Perez never recorded that song. I didn't even know I had it. Gracias, carnal, my brother Dan, for asking for that song because I didn't know that I had that song with Jay Perez singing it. That was also Chente Barrera, Guillermo Rincon, Anthony Hernandez, Mike Martinez, Marco Jaime on that project right there with Tomando Mi Copas. Let's see, we got some Cielo Band in the queue. Once again, the legendary Cielo Band de Mr. David Hernandez. He's had a few different singers with him throughout the years when Cielo Band came out. I know I have to look at my list because I don't want to say this off the top of my head. They've had, let's see, Noreen Clark was also a singer for Cielo Band. Dice Linda Escobar also sang with Cielo Band. Ray Canales, Fred Perez, Pete Trujillo, Paul Hipolito Garza, and Juan de Leon. If some of you are familiar with Juan de Leon, the singer that's been out playing his new music lately, that's not the same Juan. A different Juan de Leon, who was a singer with Cielo Band. So if you didn't know that, those are the different singers that Cielo Band has had throughout the years. And I got a phone call from Hector Gutierrez, who was also one of the co-founders of Cielo Band. along with David Hernandez and Juan Medrano and Paul Garza. Those guys got together again just recently to record a song from Cielo Band, and it's a legendary grupo. They came out with one of the songs they recorded back in the day. They covered it again. It's called Tómame, featuring Mr. Paul Garza. Check it out, Rasa. This came out, I believe. Let me see. I don't wanna lie. I think it was last year, or was it this year? Yeah, this year. Wow, man, and my lost year. January, that's right. It was January, the beginning of the year. That's when it first came out. It's called Tómame with Paul Garza, Cielo Band. Legendary Grupo Cielo Band de Mr. David Hernandez featuring Mr. Paul Garza, Hector Gutierrez, Juan Medrano, legendary artists. That's all good friends of mine también. You know, I talked to those guys and I've seen them and met them, and you know, it's one of those things that it's hard to explain. You know, how cool it is to be able to talk to these people that are so talented, and people you listen to as a young kid. Now they know you. Now they talk to you. They call you to find out what's going on, and they call you to ask me, hey, give us your opinion about this song we're going to put out there right now. So, you know, what an honor. I just can't explain it to you unless you've gone through it yourself. There's no other feeling like it, and to receive música from these guys that is ready for prime time to go on the air. it's like, wow, man, these guys are some tough dudes, man. One group I wish I would have met and wish I would have saw them perform live and got to know them is Los Chachos, Chacha Jimenez, Abelardo Chacha Jimenez, que siempre descansa en paz, and Ernie Ruiz, who was the drummer for Los Chachos. They both passed away. Ernie passed away just a few years ago, and Chacha passed away around 2012, I believe. And this project I have right here, I believe it had to be, there's no other way to explain it. This actually came out in 2013, a year after Chacha passed away, but they must have used the vocals from another recording that Chacha did in the studio to put this together with Joe Mora, who recently just passed away, I think just a couple months ago, if I'm not mistaken. But he was one of the artists, who was an accordion player for Chacha. He recorded with Chacha a couple times, and man, what a firme accordion player he was también. This is called Mi Mundo Feliz, released in 2013. No, I'm sorry. They recorded it in 2013, but they never released it. So this is something that I have in my archives, música that's never been released. It's Los Chachos, featuring Mr. Joe Mora on the accordion. So check it out. Mi Mundo Feliz. I believe. I'm not sure if Los Chachos have recorded this before. I have to double check on that. If they recorded the song before, I'll check and find out what album that's on. But I don't think they have. This is one of the recordings with Los Chachos and Joe Mora. Check it out.
Okay.
Cuando quiera dejó de sufrir y dejó de sentir tantas penas y amores. Cuando quiera volver a vivir en mi mundo feliz, hallarás cuando quiera que borre de ti el recuerdo infeliz de tus viejos errores. Ven conmigo a mi mundo feliz, donde puedan seguir otros rumbos mejores. Qué tristeza me causa mirar que no puedas lograr lo que tanto he soñado, y que vagas sin rumbo por ahí, sin poder olvidar este amor fracasado. Cuando quieras que borre de ti el recuerdo infeliz de tus viejos errores, ven conmigo a mi mundo feliz, donde puedas seguir otros rumbos mejores. Qué tristeza me causa mirar que no puedas lograr lo que tanto he soñado, y que vagas sin rumbo por ahí, sin poder olvidar este amor fracasado. Cuando quieras que borre de ti el recuerdo infeliz de tus viejos errores, ven conmigo a mi mundo feliz, donde puedan servir otros rumbos mejores.
Eso sí, pues I don't want to keep you up too late. I don't want to bore you guys because I'm running out of things to say and things to share. Well, actually not to share, because there's so much music out there, so much music that hasn't been aired, and so many grupos that haven't been exposed, and so many great songs that haven't even been covered. And people are, for whatever reason, these artists are covering the same songs everybody else is covering. I gotta tell you, that's once again my opinion. This is what kills a certain genre of música. When people keep on recording the same songs the same way somebody else recorded. you know, what are we? Aren't we creative people? Of course we are. We're very creative and very original people. We have talents, especially those people that are out there in those studios. Either they're being lazy or they're being told, no, you got to record this song. This is the best song. No, you got to be your own individual when you're in those studios and be your own soulful Chicano self. Porque sabes que, that's what we want to hear. We want to hear what you got to show us, what's in your heart, in your soul for that música. Porque the more you record other people's música, the less people want to hear what you got to play, and the more they don't want to hear you go. They don't want to go hear you perform live, because what for? They already seen you play the same song somebody else did. Why not go hear it from the original artist who recorded it? You know, I wish more people would understand that as far as artists themselves who are out there recording in those studios and doing what they're doing for this industry. Porque the more you are creative about what you're doing, the more you're gonna wow your audience and your fans. I just can't say it enough. You've got to wow those people every time you put something out there, whether it be live on stage. You know, if you're an artist, then guess what? You represent your grupo and your music every time you speak. So if you do that, you know, people are going to respect that you are a true, defined, blessed, talented artist. And if that's what you want the word to get out to be about you, then hey, live up to that standard in every which way you can. My whole thing is, you know, when I receive música here in my studios, in my email, I want to hear something new. I want to hear something fresh, something that, even if it's a cover tune, and you know, if it's a cover tune, make it your own cover tune. Don't record it, once again, don't record it like somebody else did. Make it your cover tune that you want people to know this is your talented gift that you got, and this is what you're displaying on this recording. If not, you know, I really can't talk highly about it. I really can't be excited about it. But if you ask me, I guarantee you I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel about it, you know, because we want to be something innovative every time we go out there. Every year we want to be better than we were last year. As a matter of fact, every day we want to be better than we were yesterday. And that goes without saying that, you know, hopefully all of us do that in every step in our life, that we do something. We try to be better than what we were yesterday, or try to correct what we couldn't yesterday, correct it today. So with that being said, Raza, I try to be back on the air next Saturday if we have nothing going on. I try to do this every Saturdays, but all these shows that I do, I record all of them. I record everything that I do, not just for me, but for my grandson and my other grandkids that are, if I have any coming out, if my daughters give me any more, you know, for my family, for my sons, for my daughters, if they wish to look back on it someday to remember me by, I hope that they do. But that's why I do it, to historically catalog something that I've done for them. So you can always go on SoundCloud.com, search for Eddie Olivo, and I have all of my shows that I put on the air. On YouTube, you can search for me on Eddie Olivo on YouTube. I got a YouTube channel out there también. I'll post this on YouTube. You guys can check it out anytime you want to. And once again, when I say something, I don't mean to offend anybody. I hope I choose the right words. I hope I choose the right phrase. I hope I choose the right message to pass on to all of you, and especially those who can make a change and make a difference in this Tejano industry, because we all have to work together and unite and do something to excite the people to stay in the Tejano industry. Because I see so many, I'm sorry I keep on going on, but I just got to say these things. I keep on seeing artists who are saying, yeah, they're Tejano artists, but you know, I don't really play Tejano music, but I am a Tejano artist. And I'm not sure why they're saying that. If you say you're a Tejano artist, then play Tejano música. You know what I mean? Don't use Tejano as a catapult like somebody else told me. A friend of mine told me they use it as a catapult to say, okay, I want Tejano this, but I'll get in the door. But they get up on stage, and that's not Tejano music. I don't get it, man. So if you're a Tejano artist, that's all I'm asking you. Stick to what you say you are, and show the people that's what you are, because that's what you play, that's what you love to do, and that's what you like to expose to your fans and your listeners out there. So gracias a todos ustedes. Once again, I'll be back on the air tomorrow on Sunday doing a Chicano Oldies, Chicano Onda show from 4 to 6 p.m. Califas time, Chicano time, Firmelon time. Gracias a todos por escuchar Eddie Olivo on Facebook Live. I'm checking out now. I just don't know how to turn this thing off. But let me see, what do I got to do here? Over here. All right, gracias a todos. Have a firme rest of your noche. And I'll be back on the air tomorrow on Tejano Network at www.tejanonetwork.com from 4 to 6 p.m. Califas time. Gracias a todos, raza.